Good morning, everyone. How are we doing?
Good. Yeah, all right.
How are we doing, guys?
All right. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. So, guys, I think, let me share my screen. Let me tell you a few things, okay, before we start our class. I think we are recording. That's not an issue. So just to let you know, I am working. You can see my screen. I hope so. And I am working on study guide for exam 2. When is exam 2? On Thursday, day after tomorrow, June 30th. All my exams and the final are cumulative. So study your exam 1 material too. Just going over exam 1 will take care of it. Okay. And I am working on these are some of the sections we plan on including. We should be able to wrap up 1.2. We should be able to, I haven't assigned a lot of problems from 1.3, and tomorrow we'll do 1.3. There will be a few problems. We may be able to start 1.3. So read it carefully, just like last time. You're going to get 90 minutes for about 25 questions. And the exam will be available for a day, which means it starts on Thursday at 8 for you to take. And then it's going to be unavailable at 8 o'clock on Friday. And I will try to grade it ASAP and upload it, and you will have your exam. Another important thing, guys, the video that we talked about where it shows how you can enter the mathematical symbols properly, that's available here. And you want to look at it, and you have to enter the expressions correctly. All right. So here is where we are here. Okay. One more thing. Some students ask me, if you click it, you're going to see exam 1 below. Okay. I keep it there so that you can see what you need to see about exam 1. I don't delete it, but I just changed the title to exam 2 and copy pasted things and added things that pertain to exam 2. Okay. And there are content that's more. I think we have done up to P5 on exam 1, if I'm not mistaken. We did P6, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So the plan is to wrap up 1.2 and at least parts of 1.3. So let's see, guys, if we have any questions from our students. Let's see who else is here. Any questions about the exam, about the fact that it's cumulative? It says that clearly here, okay? Read it very carefully. Don't make assumptions that are not consistent with the description under this headline. Now, well, let me do it right now. I will put it on top so that you have it. Any questions, guys, from anyone? Any questions, guys? Very quiet class today.
No, I think we're good.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, let's go where we left off last class. All right, which is yesterday. We're going to have a class tomorrow, regular class. It may be a little shorter wherever the cutoff point is. We're going to stop there. Okay. Today we'll have a full class. I think I'm recording, but I just want to make sure. Okay. Let me grab my notes. 1.2 is what we are talking about. I'll do a few more problems from 1.2. These are the ones that I assigned. Okay, let me see if I can find where we left off. According to my notes, we did 16. Let's do a couple from here, okay? Let's do something a little more challenging. For instance, let's do 30. Okay, I need it. Let's do problem number 30. Okay, guys. Okay, everybody does these things differently. All right, slightly differently. And they're all correct if they're correct, right? So I will do this one by avoiding fraction. What does that supposed to mean? Look at the denominators. I have 5. I have 2. I have 3. Now there actually, I can already see 2 ways of doing it. I'm going to simplify this first. Okay. In order to simplify this, I want the denominators to be the same. In order to do that, I'm going to multiply this by this 2, the other denominator, this by this 2, and the top and bottom by this 5. That's my plan. All right. So that's what I'm going to do on the left-hand side, and the left-hand side will look a little better. Instead of having 2 denominators, I will only have 1. That's better. Okay. Sorry. So what is that supposed to mean? I'm going to write it like this: 3x times 2, this 2, divided by 5 times 2 is 10. I'm just going to write 10 here. Here, I'm going to write x minus 3 times 5, this 5, and in the bottom 5 times 2 is 10, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I wanted the 2 denominators to be the same, and I have it. All right, if the denominators are the same, you can write the common denominator down and write the 2 terms on top, and if you have a minus, you put minus. That's all I did. I didn't do a whole lot. Okay. It does take a little bit of time because you want to write everything down, otherwise things won't work out. Okay. Now I want to remove the parentheses on top. 3 times 2 is 6x. 5x is minus 5x. And make sure you understand minus 5 and minus 3 is plus 15. Divided by 10. And I have my x plus 2 over 3 here. And I will check my answer as carefully as I can, okay? So let's see what else we can do. I'm sorry. I'm going to move to the right. Okay. From here, I'm going to go here. No. 6 over here, 6x minus 5x plus 15. That's what I'm working on. 6x minus 5x is x plus 15 over 10 equal to x plus 2 over 3. Now you can call it now. So we are kind of explaining what we're going to do next. You can say you want to multiply top and bottom by 3 and all that. There's another term people use, and there's another thing people do. It's really the same thing. They multiply. I'm going to show it in red, and then I'm going to delete it. They multiply this by this, and it's called cross multiplication. That works only when you have an equal sign. The green terms are multiplied. The pink terms are multiplied. Let's go back to our black, and we're going to write it. It's called cross multiplication. 3 times x plus 15 10 times x plus 2. Now just It's much better, much cleaner. You don't have any denominators. You're not dealing with fractions. It's a very simple equation. 3x plus 45. 3 times 5 is 45. And 10x plus 20, because 2 times 10 is 20. Now it's called isolating the line. Anybody wants to share anything? Okay, probably was something in the background, not a big deal. So 10x, let's do it. I want to combine these terms. Okay, that's my goal. That's my goal. And I'm going to say, it doesn't matter where you take them, but if you move sides, you need to change the sign. I'm going to start with 3x and bring the 10x there. And I'm going to leave 20 over here and subtract 45. And that gives me 25 here and minus. And 3 minus 7x. Almost done. And if I messed up, I have to fix it. Not a pleasant feeling, but I can cancel the minus signs. Okay. If they show up on both sides, you can cancel them. And I'm going to go back to black. So divide both sides by 7. And you get 25 over 7. I'm going to test it and be a little patient. I'm going to test it on the calculator. And I'm going to, before I test it, I'm going to check my work a little bit, real quick. It's going to be more cursory. I don't see any major problem. If anybody sees it, they have to tell me. Okay, so I'm going to test it on the calculator. What's that supposed to mean? I am going to enter this very carefully on the calculator. I'll show you the calculator, enter it here, and I'm going to do it bit by bit. Okay, so, and if that works, we're good. If that doesn't work, I'm going to go back here, come back here and show you what I did that messed up. In other words, I'll have to fix it. (25 over 7 is my x. So I'm gonna 25 over 7 over 7 plus 2. And I'm gonna divide the whole thing. Divide the whole thing. And you know how to use your calculator to find these. I won't go over it. You can see what I'm doing. If you don't understand, you have to ask. So I'm showing the left-hand turn, turns out to be this number. I'm going to leave it here. 25 over 7 is what I got right from here. I am on right here, x plus 2, but x is 25. Plus 2, that looks about right. Now I have to do it very carefully. Okay, 3 times 25 over 7 divided by 5. Now I can just divide by 5. I'm going to put things in parentheses. It's a good habit to have extra parentheses because you will not go wrong with that. So I just entered this guy. Okay. Now, since I don't want to mess up, I'm going to leave it like this. That's my first term and say enter. Okay, I get 3.5, fine. X minus 3 over 2 is what I'm going to enter now. X minus 3 is 25 over 7. 25 over 7 minus 3. And the whole thing should be in parentheses because I want to divide it by 2. I'm entering this term. All right, guys. And I have to do it very carefully. Divided by 2. Let me double check. 25 over 7 minus 3 divided by 2, 3 times x divided by, okay, I already see I made a little mistake here. This 3 should be, I have to fix this, okay? I have to, this one is, I have to redo one tiny part, but that's why it's nice to do it part by part. Okay. What do I mean, guys? This is no good. The 3 times I entered it wrong, but let's fix it. 3 times 25 over 7 divided by 5. Let's enter it now. 53. Okay, just a moment, guys. Okay, it should be divided by 5. That looks a lot better. It's a little hard to do it like this, but we're going to find out. Well, now I lost the first one. I'm going to try it on my calculator, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? So what do we have here? 3x5 right here. And 3x over 5 is right here. And then 27 minus 3 over 2. Okay, I'm going to try the other part on my calculator. I'm using a handheld calculator because well, let's try it. I actually might as well try it here. 25 over 7 plus 2 takes a little bit of time. Over 3. What am I doing wrong here? 3 times 3 times 53. Give me 1 second, guys, okay? 25 over 7 plus 2 divided by 3. That is correct. The last line I wrote is correct. 3 times 25 over 7 divided by 5 is 53. Okay, I got it. 3 times 25 over 7 divided by 5 is 2. Yeah, it actually is correct. So let me give me 1 second, okay? I'll show you the whole thing. It's 3 times 25 over 5. 3 times 25 over 5 divided by 5. Okay. 3 times 25 over 7 divided. It's hard to talk and enter. That's about right. And x minus 3 is 25 divided by 7 minus 3. Divided by 2. And that is about right, guys. If you, let me see, let me show you what I mean. So what I mean is this. Here's my calculator screen. And if you subtract this guy from this guy, you're going to get this guy. So our answer is correct. And it takes a little bit of time, guys, and it is easy to mess up. But you probably want to, I'm giving you plenty of time, and you probably want to check your work before you turn it in. So coming back to this, that answer is correct. It takes longer to check your answer because it's fraction, and let's pause here a little bit, see what's going on. Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, we'll move on, do another one. So here's a good one. Let's try one of these. Okay, if you have a preference, guys, just let me know that do this, do this. Which one do you want me to do? Any preference, guys? I tend to pick up the ones from the bottom. Let's try 42. Let's try 42. Okay, so it's this one is a little different, not too different, but it is, we have x minus 2. Okay, so this part, I want to have the same denominator. So in order to handle that, I am going to write this down. So I multiplied top and bottom of this by this denominator. Why? I wanted to have the same numerator and denominator. What do I get here? I have the same numerator and denominator. X minus 2 and x minus 2. I don't need parentheses here, right? I'll leave it alone. What do I have on the top? X minus, and here, instead of 2x minus 2, I'm going to write 2x, and minus will become plus. I'm going to write plus 4. So on the left-hand side, I have this. I have to write it down. And from here, I can say x minus 2x is minus x, and I'm going to write it like this, 4 minus x. Minus x coming from x minus 2x, and 4 is 4. In the bottom, I have x minus 2. Now, there is a little piece of good news here, okay? When you have the same denominator on both sides, you can cancel them. They're the same. What are you left with? 2 is equal to 4 minus x. Now, if you go from here to here, you can subtract 4 from both sides. It doesn't matter how you say it. You're going to be left with minus x. And this side, you're going to be left with minus 2 minus x. And x turns out to be 2. Okay. It's a little tricky problem, okay? You found that x is 2. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. The reason it's tricky, I probably won't give you quite a problem like this because x is equal to 2 doesn't make any sense, because when you put the value, you won't be able to check it, okay? So you got to, just don't jump and enter it. Say no solution cannot be solved. Because if you put 2 here, x minus 2 is going to be 2 minus 2 is going to be 0. And they're asking you to divide 2 by 0 and x by 0. That cannot be done. So for this one, the answer is no solution. I probably won't give you one like this, but it's nice to know how to solve these problems. And double check. If your answer messes up the question and you cannot check it, it's not good enough. You will have to say no solution. If you write 2 on the exam and I gave you this, and technically I can, I'm not too wild about it, but I can. If I give you this and you write 2, that would be incorrect. So the good news is I don't have to check. It has no solution. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to kind of absorb. or ask questions.
When did the 4 become positive?
Sure.
Or
Sure, I understand which one you're talking about. Let me do it in red. Okay, so this minus and this
okay.
minus makes it positive. Thank you for asking.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Easy to mess up. All right, guys, let me try one more. Okay. Let me try one from here. Let's try one of, yeah, let's try something like this. It's probably the last group that we are working, and then we're going to do some word problems. I should be able to do it before Zoom kicks us out. Okay, be very careful about this. I'll tell you why. All right, guys. Now, looks like it's very complicated. Now, whenever they do something like this, hoping that these are the factors here. Hoping, I don't know, I'll check. So when you factorize this, you will get this times this. If you do, you're in good shape. So I'm not going to worry about that yet. I have to work with the left-hand side anyway. And what do I mean by that? Again, I'm going to multiply top and bottom of this by x minus 2. I'm going to multiply top and bottom of this by x plus 3. Let's do that and keep things clean. And then we're going to check. X plus 3 times x minus 2. And I'm going to multiply the top by x minus 2 minus 5 times x plus 3 over x minus 2 and x plus 3. Now, I have to copy it. It's a good habit. All right, guys. Now things are already looking better because I was checking, and when you multiply x plus 3 and x minus 2, you do get this, and that's a very good sign. Okay, that's a very good sign. Otherwise, it would be an ugly problem. So let me see what we can do. Now, on the left-hand side, I already have the same bottom, same denominator. I'm going to write it here. On top, I'm going to distribute 6 over. Minus, I'm going to distribute 5 over. And this plus and this minus makes this minus. All right. Now, on the other side, I have this. I'm going to write the minus sign on top. It doesn't matter. It's correct. It's not wrong. I'll tell you why it's a good choice. That way you will see it and you won't miss it. You won't, if you miss it, your answer will be incorrect. Now, guys, if you FOIL, and we have done this many times, this and this are the same, so they can be canceled. That's good. They can be canceled. All right, now things are looking a lot better. Things are looking nice. 6x minus 5x is x. Minus 12 minus 15 is minus 27 minus 20 from the right-hand side. Therefore, x add 27 to both sides. You get 27 minus 20. And this is a very good problem, actually. I like it already. And my answer is x is 7. Okay. Now, if I put 7 here, I don't have a problem. Things look pretty. Okay. So I can check it there, guys, but a little bit of since actually this will work out fine. I can check it here, and it's going to be very messy. You have simplified this equation correctly. Just check up to this point. This equation. If you just check this, now you can go ahead and check it. I'll do it, and we'll all get, well, I'll do it. Might as well. No worries. I'll do it, but I think it's right. Okay, once again, I got an answer, x is 7. And if I replace x with 7, my denominator, none of the denominators turn out to be a 0. None of them do. And that's good. I'm happy. Okay, so let's see and be a little patient. It is correct because I can totally see here. 7 minus 27 is 20. So I'm confident the answer is right. Now, do you want me to check it or you want me to move on? I'll let you guys decide. What do you think? Anybody wants me to go to the calculator and check it? Yes, no? Okay, I'm not going to worry about it and waste your time. This is correct because I know my answer. This is same as this. So that has to be right. Okay, so I'm going to let you look at it a little bit. Save it. Give me 1 second. Okay, any questions? And do you really see, guys, if you multiply, let me do it here, show you a little bit. If you multiply x plus 3 by x minus 2, what do you get? If you FOIL, x times x is x squared, 3x minus 2x, 3 and minus 2, when you multiply, minus 6. And that gives you x minus 6. This is the answer. So this is correct. You can cancel them. They're the same. Okay. Any questions on this one, guys? Okay. So guys, let's jump out of this session really fast. And we're coming back. Okay. Use the same link to come back, and we're going to start the next section. We're kind of done with this section. See you soon, guys.